Good morning, everybody. My name is Kata. Welcome to K2B Fitness and welcome to today's Saturday surprise workout. Today we are going to be doing upper body with core. We do have exercises on standing, we have some kneeling, and we also have some on the floor. If you don't want to do the exercises on the floor, there are modifications that you can do to remain standing. If you don't want to do them kneeling, again, standing or seated works out just fine. But we're going to focus on the upper body. So we have chest, back, biceps, triceps, and shoulders. And then we're going to incorporate a little bit of core in addition to that. So grab some dumbbells. I recommend 3 sets if you have them, a light, a medium, and a heavy. Otherwise, use what you have. Just know that your back is going to be able to lift heavier weights than something like your shoulders or your triceps. So it's good to have at least 2 sets, 3 if you can. A lot of these can be done with a resistance band if you have that and you don't have dumbbells, but use what you have. But we're going to go ahead and get started. And we're going to start working on waking up that upper body. All right, so we're just going to stand nice and tall. And since we're doing a lot of upper body, we're going to be doing some neck exercises. Try to wake up the neck, wake up the shoulders. Good. 4, 3, 2. We're going to keep the head up, pull the chin back, look to the right, and then we're going to look to the left. So when we start to do upper body, a lot of times we start tensing up those shoulders, tensing up your neck. Let's bring it into the center. Let's roll the shoulders up, back, and down into your back pocket, keeping your core nice and braced. We're going to think thumbs pointing forwards. All right, we're going to swing it, reach it up, and then take it back. So here we're also starting to think about bracing our core, so we don't want to arch and round. We want to keep that belly in, ribs a little bit tucked. Let's take the arms out in front, open and close. So just a nice good swing. Give yourself a little bit of a hug in the front. So you're trying to tap your hands to your shoulders or as close as you can get on the back. There's 4, 3, 2. All right, bring it into the center. We're going to tap it to the side. And we're going to start to bring those arms across the body. Reach and reach. Go at your own pace. My brain is wanting to keep up with the music today. 3, 2. All right, bring it into the center, reach it up, and we're gonna pull it down again. So belly's in. So you can do this with your back against a wall. This is a really good test. Reach and pull. Reach and pull. If you want, you can add a little bit of a heel lift just to get the body moving. Reach and pull. So it's just like you're reaching up, grabbing the bar, pull yourself, pull that chin over. Good, bring it in the center. We're gonna circle it back, then bring it around to the front. So circle it around, bring it back to the front. Now your circle might be here, that's okay. Up and around. Good, big circle. Take it back to the front. We want to try not to turn our body when we do this one. It's just our shoulder. One more. Switching over to the other side. Up and around. Bring it back. I do thumb up, then rotate, pinky to come down, and then when I go back, it's in reverse. This is a really good shoulder mobility exercise. Reach it up. Bring it back around. 3 more. And again, your arm circle might be here. That's okay. Let's hinge it forward, lift it up and back. So it's just a nice good hinge. Core is braced, squeeze and squeeze. So squeeze the shoulder blades together. We have an exercise we're doing later where we're not going to squeeze the shoulders together, but we're still going to lift. Good, 4 more. 4, 3, 2. All right, bring it up. We're going to do hamstring curls. We're going to add a press back. And I really want you to think about the press back versus bringing it all the way to the front. This is back. Keep the curls, hands up. We're going to push. So it's a push and a pull, chest and back right here. 4, 3, 2. All right, let's bring it into the center. Hands lightly behind the ears. We're going to lift the knees, take our shoulder over towards our opposite hip. 4, 3, take those feet flat, reach it up, back, up, pull it down, up, back, up, and down. So it's overhead, triceps, overhead, lower. Good, 4 more. 3, last 2, last 1. All right, let's bring it in. We're gonna shake it out, roll the shoulders, grab a quick drink of water. We're gonna grab our dumbbells. We're gonna have 45 seconds work, 15 seconds rest, 2 exercises in each circuit, and we're gonna repeat each circuit twice. So first circuit, we have rows. So we're gonna brace our core, tuck our tail, hinge, and we're just going to pull it up, 2, down, 2. Second exercise is going to be a front raise, side raise. You're gonna come front, open to the side and down, side, bring it to the front and down. So heavier weights for those rows, and then probably a light to medium weight for those front side raises. So grab your weights, 45 seconds, 8, 7, here's 4, 3, 2, 1, 45 seconds. So little tuck, hinge it forwards. We're gonna lift it up 2, down 2, right here. I gotta get on beat, up 2, down 2. Now you don't have to be on beat. This is just a good way for me personally to think about controlling my tempo. So up, up, down, down. Squeeze the shoulders, pull towards the hips. You don't want to pull towards the armpits. So lift and take it forwards. Good test. Can you lift with just your shoulders before lifting the arms? Up, up, down, down. Here's 3, 2, and 1. All right, front raise, side raise combo. I'm gonna go with 8s, so a little heavy, but hopefully not too bad. Here's 3, 2, and 1. So take it up, open, and down, and then lift, front, and down. So this option right here, palms facing down, is option 1. Bring it back in. Option 2, palms facing in, thumbs up, open, and down. You might find one feels better than the other, depending on how your shoulders are doing today. Up, open, and lower. Good. We've got about 10 seconds left. So soft knees, ribs brace. This is some of the core work before we even get to core. Good. Arms down. We're going to bring it back up. We're going to go for our rows, round number 2. So think about shoulders down and back. Little crunch, just super tiny. Hinge it forwards. Here we go. So up, 2, down, 2. Lift, lift, lower, lower. Feel that squeeze in that mid-back. We don't want to feel it way up by our neck. I kind of notice I'm getting a little tired. So my traps are trying to take over. I can feel it in my neck. I'm trying not to let it happen. So good squeeze. A little pause at the top if you can. Up, up, down, down. Lift. 10 seconds. Two and 1. All right, I'm gonna grab those weights, front raise, side raise combination. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. So lift it up, out, and down, shoulders relaxed. So that just means we're trying not to let the shoulders pop up by our ears, trying to keep them down. So up, open, lower, lift, center, and lower. If you start getting a little tired, you can get a little bit of anti-flexion here. So lift, out, down, out, in, down. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, shake it out. Grab a quick drink if you need it. We're gonna move on. Next set, we have a low rear fly. So it's a combination of a rear fly with a press back, and then we're gonna do bicep curls. So we're gonna start here. Low, palms facing in. We're gonna open, backs of the hands go to the wall behind us, like we're trying to stretch so that we can show it off. Second exercise, bicep curls. 45 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So just a nice good forward fold, hinge, palms in, and press it back. So it's an open, little rotator cuff here, but palms in, and then palms forwards. Palms in, palms forwards. So we're kind of drawing a half circle. We start in the middle, and then we come to the points. So a little back, but a little shoulders, little lats here as well. I'm going a little bit light. Could probably go a little bit heavier. I might try that next set. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Going for bicep curls. I'm gonna do a little bit of a flip grip. So I'm gonna do palms in and then rotate palms up. Here's 2 and 1. So bringing it up, add a little curl at the top, a little turn, and then down. So hammer to palms up. It's not quite a flip grip curl, but I'm just adding in that little bit of rotation at the top. Palms up to out, and then back in. So soft knees and braced core. So ribs are a little bit tucked. We just want to make sure, a lot of times when we start getting tired, we start swinging. Tuck those ribs, soften those knees. 10 seconds. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna go low rear fly, or again, variation on a press back is really what this is. 3, 2, and 1. So safe ribs, safe core, press it back, and then bring it forward, nice and controlled. Control it on the way back and on the way up. So nice deep breaths, little rotate. Don't have to get the thumbs to point back, just back of the hand, reaching. If I turn, we're right here, kind of by the side of the hips, parallel or in line with your torso. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, going back for bicep curls. Four, 3, 2, 1. Good. So hammer, little rotate at the top and down. So nice deep breaths. Inhale up, exhale. The biggest thing is your breathing. So really it should be inhale, exhale on the hard part. It also helps you brace your core when you're lifting a little heavier. Good. I'm getting a little tired, so I'm going to start alternating so I can keep going. My biceps are feeling okay. My hands are starting to feel a little fatigued already. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Weights down, shake it out, grab a quick drink. Gonna move on. Circuit number 3. We have tricep kickbacks and we have Arnold presses or an overhead press. So tricep kickbacks. Trick we learned, or I learned that I'm sharing, is you're gonna take your dumbbell and have your pinky touching the back of the dumbbell. So instead of being in the center, you're gonna take that pinky back, and it's gonna help keep you, at least help keep you from popping your wrist back and making sure you're using your tricep and not your wrist and forearm. 45 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So brace, finish position, kick it back, and then bring it in. Back and in. Nice, good squeeze. If you're struggling a little bit today, your back is starting to bother you, you can do single-sided, and you're just going to do a single-sided supported kickback. This will take a little bit of pressure off of that back if you're just not feeling it today, while still getting in that tricep movement. So you want to make sure that when we do this, that your dumbbell isn't rocking forwards and backwards, just the lower arm, elbow to fingers. 2 and 1. All right, Arnold press. Arnold press. We start elbows up, palms facing in. Look at your nails. Open the elbows out to the corner or to the side. Show me your nails. Press it up, parallel, close. So open, press, down, and close. Open, press, parallel to the floor, close. Now you can open to the corner. You don't have to go all the way out to the side, but I want you to try to open, bring it in. Try not to go below parallel to the floor. That's kind of the tricky part as we start getting tired and we start dropping our arms. If you can, try to keep it here today. If this doesn't work for you at all, regular overhead presses are fine. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Little rest for the hands. Spread out those fingers, stretch them out. Got tricep kickbacks, round number 2. We're just focusing on strict strength today. Nice, good, strict sets. So tuck the ribs, hinge, finish position for rows right here. Extend and in, extend and in. And I know it's trickier when the weights get heavier, but we want to try to just have a nice, comfortable grip on our dumbbells. We don't want to white knuckle them. We don't want to squeeze them so hard that our knuckles are turning white. You want to have a good grip, a secure grip, but still a little bit relaxed. And with the dumbbell resting on your pinky, you can use that to carry some of the weight. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Short rest, getting ready. Arnold presses. So nice, good finger stretches. Here's 2 and 1. So arms up, right here, open out, press it up, and then bring it down. So elbows forward, elbows corner, or elbows side, and finish the movement. So this is getting a little bit of the entire, this is really getting the whole shoulder, little bit of rotator cuff. Check your core, make sure we're not puffing our tummies out or lifting our chest, and it may be really small and you don't even realize it. Tuck the ribs, soft knees will help. 10 seconds. Now we've got 3 rounds down on the floor. You have options. Good. 3, 2, and 1. All right. Gonna bring weights down. We're gonna take it down to the floor, kneeling, side raise to start. Standing side raises are perfectly all right. My knee is fussing with me, so I'm gonna get a pad to put under my knee. You can roll up a yoga mat, and instead of placing it under your knee, place it at the top of your shin below your knee. But we're gonna do kneeling side raises, and then we're gonna go onto our tummies, and we're gonna do a lat lift. If you're staying upright, you can be seated, standing forward fold, and you're gonna do the same thing we are. You're just gonna be standing and forward folded. So we're gonna take it down, full kneeling position. You also have the option to do half kneeling if you feel better about that. But we wanna check, this is where we're starting to add in and incorporate some core. We don't wanna have our hips here while we're doing this exercise. We wanna tuck our tail, straighten up, squeeze the glute, and we wanna have a straight line, ear, shoulder, hips, all the way down to your knees. 45 seconds, side raise, 3, 2, and 1. So we're gonna bring it up nice and tall, lift, and then lower. So lift and lower. If you need to make it a little easier, bent elbows, lift, and lower. The trick with this is we don't want to lift with arms dropped, and we don't want to lift with arms up. You're pressing something up and out and then bringing it back down. You've got to cast on your elbow and you can't move it. Or lift and lower. 10 seconds. You can go for scapular raises. They don't have to be straight out to the side. You can angle it in a little bit. Here's 2 and 1. All right, all the way down onto your tummies. You can put something underneath your forehead. We're gonna squeeze our glutes, take our arms out to 90 degrees right here. So lift and lower. The trick here is I want you to not squeeze the shoulder blades together. And that might seem a little bit weird, but not squeezing the shoulders together is gonna kind of help force you to use the back of the shoulder. So we're using the rear delt, little muscle. So we don't wanna squeeze the shoulders, we don't wanna pop the shoulders up by our ears. We just wanna lift and down, lift and down. 10 seconds. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Carefully bring yourself back up to a kneeling position. Gonna go back, round number 2 for side raises. So toes tucked under, squeeze the glutes, nice and tall right here. Lift, lower, lift, lower. This is another one. Up, 2, down, 2, lift, lift, down, down. Don't let those hips start to drop. You're gonna really start to notice if you're struggling to get the arms parallel to the floor and you're struggling to get it out to the side, you might have let your hips kind of go back. Good, I'm getting kind of tired. My technique is getting a little sketchy. I'm gonna alternate arms. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna go for our prone lifts. So all the way down onto your tummies. Give yourself a little bit of a break. We're gonna brace our core. We're gonna take our arms out to the side, 90 degrees right here. So lift and lower, lift. Don't squeeze the shoulders together. Use the back of the arm. You should be feeling this right now, especially since we just did side shoulders, lift, and it's all kind of connected. So we say that we're working front, medial, and rear delts, but really it's a cap, and it's all the same muscle. It just works in a little bit of a different way. So lift and lower. Good, 5 seconds. 2 and 1. Carefully bring yourself up. Seated position. Grab a drink if you need it. Moving on, we're gonna do chest presses, and we are gonna do skull crushers. So I usually go heavy for my chest presses, and then I go medium for my skull crushers. And while we're doing our chest presses and our skull crushers, we are bracing our core and keeping a neutral spine the whole time. If you are standing today, you can do incline push-up, you can do an incline chest press using a bench or a chair. A banded chest press is an awesome choice for this as well. And for the skull crushers, if you can do an overhead tricep extension, go for it. Otherwise, you can do another set of kickbacks with your hands in a nails pointing forwards position, just to change it up a little. I would lighten your load compared to what you normally do if you choose to do that option. Let's take it all the way down on your back, knees bent, feet flat in 3, 2, and 1. Nice, good chest press. So option 1, palms facing in. Now this option is going to get a little more tricep, a little bit less chest. If you can angle out your elbows just a little, then you're going to get a little bit more chest. We don't want to let the dumbbells drop in and touch our chest. We want to keep our wrists in line with our elbows. But just like with good push-ups, you want to form the letter A. We don't want to take it out and form the letter T, okay? Most of us, that is not a safe position for our shoulders. But it's a push. Imagine if you're going to push something away from you. That's exactly what we're doing. Good. All right, switching over for skull crushers. 1 dumbbell or 2. I like to do 2, so each arm has to work independently. Palms facing in, elbows locked, pointing to the ceiling. Slowly lower the dumbbell towards the forehead, and then straighten the elbow. This is another one where you can have your pinky touching the head of the dumbbell. It's going to help prevent that wrist from popping forwards and backwards, helping lock it into place. Use your pinky, press up against the head of that dumbbell. So lower and lift. Nice, good squeeze. Good, last under 10 seconds. Good, arms down. We're gonna go back for chest presses. Round number 2. So last set, if you did palms in, I encourage you to try elbows a little bit out to the corner. So I want this to primarily be chest. You're gonna get some triceps here as well. So when we press up, our chest is getting shorter, but our tricep muscle is also getting shorter, which means that tricep muscle is working to help you extend your elbow. So we're actually getting kind of a triple whammy with triceps today. Good, press, inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up. Good, carefully set the dumbbells down. We're gonna grab weights for skull crushers. So grab those dumbbells, bring them in safely. Arms up, palms facing in. Here we go, slowly lower. And I'm gonna adjust my hands here and then take it back up again. So slow lower and back up. Again, if you start getting a little tired, you can hold it at the top and alternate right then left. I'm definitely feeling my triceps burning today. Good, we've got about 12 seconds to go. We're gonna go for our last set. Good job. Carefully set those dumbbells down off to the side. Give yourself a moment. Come up to a seated position. We're gonna focus on core in the next round, but again, we still have upper body here. We're gonna hold a side plank and we're going to do an external rotation. If you choose to do a dumbbell with this, keep it really light. I'm gonna grab a 5 and that might actually even be too much. If you don't wanna do the side plank, you can just lie on your side and do this. You can do this standing. It's gonna get a little more biceps and shoulders than rear delt and rotator cuff, but it's an option. If you wanna focus on core and you're standing, you can do a farmer's carry, one side only. But we're gonna bring it up. If you can do this on your elbow, it's even better. Elbow is in line with the shoulder. We're just gonna open and bring it back down again. Your time is officially on. So I like doing this one on my elbow. It gives me just a little bit of a better position. We don't want to let the body rotate and we don't want to let our elbow come away from our torso. So just open and close. Open and close. And this is another one where we come up and we pop our wrist back, neutral wrist. Second exercise, we're going to do a pullover with heel drop, so a dead bug position. So keep going, good plank, shoulder down and back in your back pocket. Again, you can just do the side plank, you can do just the rotator cuff exercise, you can be standing, good. Bring it in. 1 dumbbell or 2. I'm actually gonna do single dumbbell, press it together, lie back into a dead bug position. Knees up, arms up, press the dumbbells together. We're gonna lower the dumbbells over the head, drop the heel, and then come back up again. So take it over and lift. So try not to let the knees pop in towards your chest. Try to keep them right in line with your hips. If you wanna make this a little harder and you have the core control, you can take both heels down and then both legs up. If you're struggling with the pullover, you can always do single arm, right, left. Good job. Carefully set those weights down, bring it up and over to the other side. Gonna go for our side plank with our external rotation. Here's 3, 2, and 1. So shoulder down and back in your back pocket. Lift it up, elbow in, rotate, and down. Rotate, and down. This is actually a good one to do body weight only, especially if you're dealing with shoulder issues. Focus on technique, start with body weight, and then start increasing the weights very lightly. I had exercises similar to this one during PT, and I started body weight, and then I was allowed to grab a butter knife. That's it, a butter knife. That was the heaviest I could go for a while, and then I worked my way up to a can of green chilies, those little bitty cans. Yeah, good, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. So there is nothing wrong when you have shoulder issues with starting with light weights. Work on technique and work on stability before we start going crazy with heavy weights. And that goes for almost any exercise, really. Good. Pullovers, arms up, dead bug position, arms overhead. Now you can absolutely keep your legs nice and stable and just do the overhead pullovers. Taking it down and bringing it up. Add in a heel drop, keeping the low back pulled in close to the floor. So there's no movement between your head, your shoulders, and your pelvis. If you want to make it a little bit harder, again, you can just drop the heels down. Both heels and bring it up. So you're getting stretched from both directions, and you've got to keep that core pulled in to keep the ribs from lifting. Good job. Bring it up. Carefully set those weights down. You can bring yourself up to a seated position if you'd like, or you can just give yourself a minute, a little bit of rest. I'm going to take a moment, put my weights away, give myself some space. And we're gonna do a quick stretch. All right, we're gonna take it all the way down onto our backs. If you wanna do this standing, you can do this against a wall, but we're gonna think about same position, knees bent, feet flat, like when we do chest presses. We're gonna pull the ribs in, and we're gonna take our arms and we're gonna bring it up overhead, and we're just gonna do snow angels. And your challenge is to keep the entire arm touching the floor all the way up, all the way down. Because if you're not in contact with the ground, you're not gonna, your snow angel is gonna look a little interesting. So palms stay up the whole time. Find the range of motion that works for you. You might have to stop out here. Just nice, good stretch, do the best you can. Keeping good core position. All right, let's bring it in. We're gonna take the backs of the hands to the wall or to the floor or to the wall. We're gonna make this nice good W position, and now we're gonna reach our arms up into a V and back down into a W. So V and W. So trying not to let the hands pop up. I know it's really tricky, especially up here. We start to lift our arms up. I want you to go until you can keep, as long as you can keep your arms on the floor. That's the hard part. And again, when we come down, especially on the W, we don't want to lift our shoulders up or pop our ribs up. You do the best you can with the shoulders that you have, and then you just try to make them better. Good. Bring it in. We're just going to give ourselves a little bit of a break. I want you to come into kind of Shavasana, arms down, palms facing up to the ceiling. So we've rotated our shoulders. And I feel it's much easier to do this on the right side than the left side personally. All right, let's just take our arms out to the side, forming the letter T. All right, let's straighten those legs, and we're gonna roll over onto our tummies. And then we're going to take our hands, place them at our chest, take a nice deep breath in. You're going to push yourself up and back. We're going to sit it back into a child's pose. If you're staying standing, you're going to have your hands on a wall or on a countertop. You're going to push your hips back, keeping the arms straight until you can start to drop your ears between your elbows. And if you're standing especially, that means bend your knees into a squat or deadlift type position as much as you need to keep a neutral spine and to drop the ears between the elbows versus stretching your hamstrings. We did a lot of upper body today. That's what we want to focus on. Good. We're going to go ahead and bring it up, hands and knees. Scapular push-ups, bellies in. We're going to squeeze our shoulders together, and then we're going to separate them. So squeeze and separate. And you'll do the exact same thing standing with your hands on a wall. Tricky part with this, especially for me, is I like to arch when I squeeze my shoulders together. We want to keep that spine stable. Squeeze and separate. Squeeze. Now we're going to separate. We're going to hold it, and we're going to do a little bit of a cat-cow. Just push the floor away, lift your abs, feel your back stretch. And then we're going to relax. We're going to sit our hips back to our heels. Take the knees a little bit wide, right hand by your right knee, left hand lightly behind the ear. We're going to do our torso rotation, so elbow to elbow, and then we're going to open back behind us. Elbow to elbow, open back behind you. This last one, I want you to hold it in the open position. Take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, can you open just a little bit farther back? One more time, deep breath in. Exhale, open a little farther back. Good, switch it over to the other side. So push the floor away, We're going to inhale, elbow to elbow, exhale, open to the side. Inhale, open. This last one, inhale, open, hold it in the open position. We shouldn't be straining. Deep breath in, exhale. You can usually go a little bit farther. One more time, inhale, exhale. Good, release. We're going to bring those knees back in. Come up to a kneeling position. If you need to come to a standing position at this point, feel free. Give yourself a nice good pat on the back right here. You can add a little extra by pushing here or pulling, but if you're pulling especially, again, we don't want to puff out our chest and we don't want to drop our chin to our chest. We want to keep it nice and neutral. Good, bring it down, switch it up over to the other side. Nice good pat on the back. And again, you can give yourself a little push. So try to keep your elbow close to your ear versus having it out to the side. Good, release. Take your strong leg, bring it around to the front. Come up to standing if you aren't already. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down into your back pocket. Good, we're gonna take our arms out to the side. Right hand to the back of the head, left hand, we're gonna come to the small of our back. Take it out and switch. So we're just trying to do, this is the back scratch test, but if you need to, you can always just bring it here. It's wherever your shoulders are. So do what works. And again, this one, I know I used to do it too. I'm gonna arch. We don't wanna arch. We wanna keep it nice and secure. Good, here's 2. And 1, bring it down. We're just gonna pull the shoulders down and back, ear to shoulder, side to side. Bring the head up. We're gonna look to the right, look to the left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, bring it in. Big breath in, spread the fingers, spread the toes, and exhale. One more time, big breath in and out. And you are all done. So I want you to give yourself a nice good pat on the back for doing this upper body workout with me today and for working out with me in general. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you enjoyed this workout, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. And if you're able to, comment, let me know what kind of workouts you would like to see. I can usually sometimes tell based on, how many people have watched a video, but it's really hit and miss. I can have a video that has 12 views and a similar video that has like 320. So it just depends. But if there's something that you like, please let me know. I do focus on the 50 and better, but these workouts are for anybody. So if you like something, let me know. I hope you enjoyed this workout. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I hope to see you again in class. So bye.